Says died at 71.
Yeah, Colby, right?
Yeah.
Well, now they're attributing everything to COVID.
Drug house raid in Praler. 5 arrested.
Well, we'll have to go visit Ron.
Yeah. Connecticut prison inmate hangs himself with a COVID mask. Oh, you're breaking up bad. Pump it up, Chris.
I said, slap
There you go.
the radio.
It's not the radio.
Ooh, it's the
If I ever come up, I'm going to put my ankle guards on.
Yeah, she got into it with a pit bull and went straight for his nads, man. Dropped him right there. He rolled over and cowered.
Years ago, when I was probably, about 11 years old, we had this here dog. It was part Pekingese, Pomeranian, wild terriers, all mixed up. Little short thing, stubby nose. The neighbor's Doberman pincher got out, come running down their yard and started barking. That little dog went up, he got him by the nads, and that dog screamed all the way home down the end of the block.
She had to put her 2 cents in.
Ooh, only a few more minutes until OTR.
T-minus 5 minutes and counting. That was interesting.
That's close, 3-3.
Hello, radio.
Hello, radio. You are being out.
Not very well.
No!
Just remember, it's never the radio.
Never.
Operator error. Can you loosen up behind the microphone?
Operator. And there you go.
And the first flash, so we must be getting ready for OTR.
Maybe even less.
30 seconds. 12. That's of course if we start on time.
That never happens.
T-minus 1 minute.
Well, I guess we could give it a shot, huh?
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by OTR. Brought to you by 27 over 5 minutes. Brought to you by RADI. The OT Radio Network.
You know, radio is a lovely thing. And we're glad that we all have our radios. Some of us might even have glow-in-the-dark tube radios, which we will be listening for and talking about here in just a moment. Hello, the old Tube Radio Network. Real radios glowing in the dark here at 2708. A program that has been beaconing across your airwaves since 1985, I believe, thanks to our tube radio operators and shortwave listeners. We do this program every week to promote the use and distribute information about old tube radios and basically have a good time and reminisce and remember what it might have sounded like on your 11-meter radio back in the day when only tube radios were the kind of radios that were heard. So stay tuned for that, but first we would like to work with our shortwave listeners and see if they are out there tonight. So we'll get started with that.
Station.
The station, go ahead.
Did you just lock up on the stream?
Well, I don't know. Let me see. I'm showing that I am streaming video, perhaps. I'm not sure about audio.
It's working here.
Okay, it's on my end.
Okay, yeah, all my controls look good so far. So thanks for checking, because with all the knobs and dials here, I never know what's happening unless someone says something. Getting started off with 00 and checking in aforementioned item. SWL41, aka 00, Road Dog 507, checking in from Hudson Valley, New York. Sometimes called WWS 507 in the worldwide sidebanders, and in the Alpha Charlie's 244. And SWL 00 tonight, thanks. Then we have, I gotta make sure I got the right buttons here, SWL number 1 with the Cosmic Check-In, SWL number 2, Mr. OBP, who is hanging out on the video chat tonight. I've been running around, so I've been looking at the comments, but I will do that. He says the sunspot number 0. Kevin, I thought I saw, well, this is a couple of days ago, the sunspot number 12, which means basically one spot, so it must have rotated out of view. There was some skip in for a moment, really, I don't know, maybe about 5 minutes earlier before the net, so we'll see what happens tonight. Maybe we'll have one of those really loud stations just kind of kicked in there. Anyway, Kevin, you are 9 pounds of good modulation here at Chestnut and here at SWL3, SWL4, SWL5. I'm going to get a check-in for Ida. She came up to me the other day when I was over at Glen Agnes and said hello, and she's looking good. Over to SWL6. SWL7.
SWL7 checking in, and wave a hand at OBP.
I think he is still beaconing in that. YouTube is 5x5. All right, yeah, he's listening and watching. We've got you checked in. Thank you, Ed. Let's head up to SWL13 for Mr. Cobra. My comments seem to be working. The comment page seems to be working, so I will occasionally remember to refresh that and see who has done what and said what. SWL14. SWL15. Hey, you can actually hear me and I can hear you. Two-way radio, ain't it great? Got you checked in. That's Mr. Desert Rat in the big town of Easton. One of the net controllers here at OTR. SWL16. SWL17. And as they say on the two-way hello radio, Eric, you are sounding good here in Midtown Fresno tonight, and we've got you checked in over. And OBP reminds us that everybody got that same check-in on the Browning, what was it? Was it an S9? R27? I can't remember what the receiver was, but the S meter was stuck at 9, so you were always S9 no matter where you were or what you did. SWL 18. I've got a proxy check-in for Mikey from the Facebook page. SWL 19 from Derby, New York. Checking in early as always, getting us, helping us set up all the cables and whatever else has to happen over in the green room tonight. And we're looking good and sounding good. Thank you, Derby, New York, for that. Let's go over to SWL 20.
Ew, that was funny. Number 20 here. Check in 29 and 54 if you would. And I'll be back later.
Okay, yeah, you're right. The audio sounds a little bit different, but as you can tell, when you keyed down earlier, I was able to tell the ping. So the ping is still there. You got plenty of audio because I hear the Delta Oscar Golfs in the background. We'll catch you in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to move the mic around a little bit, figure out how to get the sweet ping with this cartridge. But, hey, that cartridge lasted, I don't know, 10, 12 years. And it's my fault. I kept forgetting to take it out of here when it's been 108 degrees. Usually I take the head off the microphone and take it in the house. But I forgot the last 2 weeks, and that's the result. Okay, last 2 other weeks. Okay, well, I'll catch you later.
All right, sounding good. The audio sounds good. You might check it. That element might be a little bit hotter, so you might be able to back down the gain a little bit if you want. All right, sounding good. We'll talk to you in a bit. Let's go over to SWL 21. Mr. JT, in the South Carolina, the Wasama Swamps. He's saying he is very wet. The ground rod, the water was cold, very deep. It's been a thunderstorm every evening. So the Wasama Swamp is swampier. I thought we were going to have something happening here around the outlying areas. I was hearing static lightning crashes. I think I heard them say it was 111 in Sacramento, which is up the road a piece, about 105 today. Is that what we got? That's down from 109, but humidity is up. So we're kind of getting that JT. We're getting that South Carolina weather here, but the ground plane is good. JT, who also hosts Old Radio Night. And let's see, if I'm really good here, I might be able to see if we have the replay, or a replay from Old Radio. I'm just going to grab a spot. Let's see if it's dialed in yet. Sometimes, if he signs off late, it won't lock up. Okay, it looks like it did. So let me see if I can play one here. Oh, no. It doesn't seem to want to work. I thought it was going. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try one more time. It says I can do a replay. And he was on tonight. He was on the Tram Titan 2 with the Palomar 2 reverse preamp. And it is totally locked up. Well, we'll come back to that. I don't know why I always have so much problem getting your audio to come up. All right, there it is. Let me punch in the deal. Yeah, I think we're having some...
Ritter, Louisiana. All right, yeah, another fellow come in there and said they sure do. They eat those alligator tails down there in Louisiana. I tried one time, and it kind of tastes like chicken, but it smelled like fish, and it looked like it's yellow-looking thing. I didn't know. But anyway, I ate some of it. Hey, have a good one, 21. Back out.
All right, you are a braver man than I, 21. Thanks for that. And the Old Radio Night. Tune it in at... look for, what is it, Dirty Diaper 21 on your YouTube channel. All right, yeah, now I don't even want to have my snack that I had. Let's try SWL 22. That is Mark out of East Texas. Let me see who is actually dialed in on the big board. We've got New York, Hendersonville, Tennessee, Somerville, South Carolina, low to Central California, Canby, Oregon, down south in Santa Ana on California. The UK is in. Also, Dallas, Georgia, Oakhurst, Englewood, Colorado, and a new listener tuning in from Willemstad, and that is Curacao. So out there, just off of Aruba, what kind of weather are you guys having out there? Hopefully it's nice. You're listening to Central California here, the Old Tube Radio Network. And stay tuned, we will be having some very classic radios tuning in shortly. Next is SWL-23. That is Mitch, the 23 Skidoo. He might be hanging out with all the beautiful people tonight. I'm looking down the item, and I don't see that he's checked in tonight so far. So we'll keep something in. Hey there, Stan. I want to say hello to SWL-71, who is checking in on the video side. We will pick you up, so no problem there. SWL-24. SWL-25. I've got a proxy check-in for 25. I'm going to listen. I don't know. Sometimes when he is in his remote location, he tries to talk to us here. So anybody with the big antennas, listen and see if 25 is out there. All right, not hearing anything. He might be hearing us. He'll let us know. So see if we made it. I'm going to get you checked in anyway, Jerry. Hope you're having a good time on the annual bash. Over to page 2 for SWL-27. I'll get Twain checked in. He was, I heard him on 2 meters. I think he's getting his radios all set back up after the re-roof. Over to SWL-28.
Check in on the internet.
Yeah, I see Dwayne. We'll get Chrissy checked in as well. On the YouTube side, hope everything is going well up in Idaho. You guys were having a heat wave a couple weeks ago, or last week. I've got a friend that lives up there, and in fact, the temperatures were hotter than Fresno. However, you're back to your gorgeous weather, so nothing like what we were having here. Got a proxy check in for Mr. Loner, SWL-29, and I also see Dwayne checking in for 28 and 29 on the early check-in, as they have things to do, people to see, and places to go. All right, you guys are checked in. Next, we go over to SWL-31. I believe that's Robert and Teresa. I did see Hendersonville, Tennessee on the big board here. Yeah, right in the front row tonight. Got in early, trying to get some of that good food. I'm not sure what's happening over in the lounge tonight. We'll see what the Ohio crew has for us. Thanks for checking in. Over to SWL-32. SWL-33, myself, Bozo Control, anybody else that happens to wander through the studio here tonight. SWL-34. SWL-35, let me... My comments didn't refresh, but I believe I saw Mr. Bill out there. I'll double check that as we, in the comments, refresh, assuming they do. SWL-36. SWL-37. And good evening. Whatever radio it is still working, and we've got you checked in over. Probably better than mine. All right, next we've got 37 is checked in. SWL-38. SWL-39. SWL-40.
Yes. Yeah, there we go. Well, SWL-40. Today's the only day I will trade my old tube radio for a bag of ice.
Well, bag of ice won't last as long as the radio. But I hear you. Probably would be a good thing. Well, you can make it. As they say, you can do it. Larry, you are checked in. And yeah, it is kind of rough out there. And the comments refreshed, and there, like clockwork, is Mr. Bill checking in from beautiful Cheyenne, Wyoming tonight. Thank you, Bill. SWL41, the guy that got us started off as 00, Road Dog out of New York. So waving hand once again. And I see a lot of familiar names listening in. Butterbean, of course. Bill Tube Radio Network. Fred is out there. Glad to have you on board, Fred. Gary from Sacramento. Gary, I heard it was 111. Is that correct? You guys didn't get the Bay Area breeze. We had clouds come in, and it kind of kept our temperatures down to about 105. Said he's waiting for the whip for his Robin T123B. So 100 at least. Right, 100 right now, all right? I think I checked it was about 97 or 96 here when I started the net. Anyway, hello, Gary. Glad you're surviving the heat. Let's try SWL42.
That's Proxy 42 in the Gangan.
Yeah, in fact, I have a little note to do that, which I will do. SWL43. SWL44.
44 checking in. Since Trump seems to get all the bad press, we'll go ahead and say Trump 2020.
All right, and there's Ray. Ray is checking in 360. Nice-looking Lafayette. And I notice it looks like it has more of a what should I say, less clownish dial. Some of those have the red knob dial, but it looks like it maybe was replaced, or maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, it looks like a super clean radio. And I think that was one of the Panasonic chassis, so that might even be plate modulated. Looking forward to hearing that one.
Roger it.
All right. Yeah, Ray is working on his tube radio collection when he gets the rest of the Radio Shack flora and fauna all connected. Let's try Paul up in North Fork, SWL 45.
45, if you can hear me down there.
Yeah, you are sounding good, and the frequency of the channel is a bit quiet tonight, so no problem.
Great, thank you.
All right, got you checked in. And there's X4000 checking in. He says even the Bay Area didn't get the Bay Area breeze. I checked in on a temp on Timtron up there in Mill Valley. I think they said it was 90-something at the beach. I grew up at the beach. If it's 85 at the beach, you are in trouble. And if it's 90, I don't even know. Where do you go? You don't go to the beach. Okay. I laugh now, but it was 105 here, and it's miserable. In fact, I tried to find the loosest fitting nice shirt. It still doesn't have a pocket for the pocket protector, but the pocket protector is here tonight. There it is. And who was our pen? The pen we're going to put in tonight, CBS Tubes from McCroy Incorporated, Wheeling, Illinois. You can get them at LE 70280. There's the pen that we are going to put in the pocket protector tonight from CBS Tubes from McCroy Incorporated in Wheeling, Illinois. And if indeed I had a pocket, it would be right there. Let me call 46 again. SWL 47. SWL 48. I think he checked in on the sideband net. I need to give him a check in because I could have swore I heard that guy. Let's try SWL 49.
Well, I hope you guys have brought your radios into the house because on a night like tonight, I think that is about the only way to enjoy an old tube radio if you can kind of just sit down underneath a cooler. I am doing just that, so we are staying cool here. 49er and Sweet Country Mama checking in. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic night, and again, able to beat this heat. Thank you very much for the check-in, Dennis.
All right, thank you, and you're sounding good here in the control point tonight. That is Brian Smitty. You know, Brian comes from, I'm going to embarrass you, Brian. Brian comes from a long line of amateur radio operators. He is one himself. When I was first getting my novice license, and that's back in the day before the volunteer examiners. It was like the year before that, and I had to go to a friend of mine's house. He was an engineer at a TV station. In his Radio Shack it was either an award or it was the actual license for Brian's father, and he had this AD6B. It was a 2x1 call, and it was an A call, which they only issued back in 1970 or something. And I remember commenting about that, and I was like, no, I thought, is that a foreign thing? He says, no, that's my buddy Ron. And then I believe Brian, are you still there?
Yes, we are.
All right. Was it your grandfather? Did he go by Smitty?
Yeah, he was Smitty as well. Of course, my grandfather was Smitty, my father was Smitty, and now that I'm up in my 40s, I figured it's probably about time that I go by Smitty as well.
Absolutely. And when I got, and the story doesn't end, when I got my first 2-meter HT on the rubber duck, you know, you talk and try and hit some repeaters, and then I got my tower with this giant 20-foot beam, and I think the first person I talked to was Smitty, was like the elder Smitty, and he came back and he said, yeah, you sound good. He says, if you ever need a contact, you can always get me. And I can't remember, he used to monitor one of the frequencies, but it was like my first big contact on the 2-meter antenna. Anyway, Brian, you've got good genes, and your radio sounds good.
Well, I enjoyed hearing that, and yeah, that was probably on 5.2. As I remember as a kid, we always had a 2-meter radio sitting on 5.2. So, yep, that brought home some childhood memories, and grew up with my dad chasing DX in there with the 4-1008 blowing 86B. So, oh yeah. Hey, thank you very much for that, Dennis, and again, we appreciate the check-in.
All right, sounding good. Yeah, I remember he would always be on that frequency, so whenever I had something go wrong, I thought, I can go into 5.2 and give him a call, and he'll come back and tell me that everything sounds good. All right, the Old Tube Radio Network you are listening to, where in just moments after the roll call, we'll be talking with the glow-in-the-dark tube radios. Right now, the shortwave listener check-ins looking for SWL 50. SWL 51.
SWL 51 checking in.
51 is checking in from Sanger. Did you get any wacko rain or thunder things out that way today?
None that I saw, but I did have a lot of lightning crashes earlier.
Yeah, same here. I could hear them on the radio, but didn't see anything. So I think all the flash flood warnings were up for the higher altitudes. All right, sounding good. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
SWL 52. SWL 53. SWL 53. I've lost my pen. You know, it rolls under stuff. Oh, this is a different one. Let's see if this works. Okay, it works. I got you checked in, Bob. Then we head over to page 4 for the cosmic check-in for Mr. Boardjammer 54.
Checking in. And can I proxy 65 at the appropriate time, please, Dennis?
Okay, we'll do that. We'll get Eric checked in. You are sounding good. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
And let's head over to, back down to Fresno, SWL 56.
Good evening, Dennis and Annette. 56, just for checking.
All right, I feel, do you feel like you've been kicked around today? And there's more of this weather when tomorrow and the next day, I think. Thanks for checking in. SWL 57. Now let me look on the item. That is Brown Dog Audio, Mr. WWS 1942. I don't think he is checked in yet. Who else is out there that I missed? Dave is there. Hello, Dave. Checking in early. Private Thor is on the band tonight. Who else? I see. And then Keith out there in Foreland. Sierra Romeo. Or I always like R's for radio. So you can get a sugar radio, when you're doing the DX thing. He's out in Rocky Mount, Virginia. Lots of rain and skip all afternoon. Oh, good deal. Okay, let me continue on with the roll call, or we will never get to those radios. 56 checked in. How about SWL 58? Okay. Oh, gosh, the last couple of times I sort of had a preset window, and then I didn't need to do it, and then tonight I didn't do the preset window, and now it's possible that I'll see if I can finagle something if they want to do the live video, but that's what Jeremy was talking about is the Ditch Banks SSB net. If you check that out on YouTube, I may have some audio replay of, let's see here. That is not the Ditch Banks SSB net. That's Mr. JT. Here we go.
Number 2, operator 111.
Hello from Ridley. Oh, it's good to hear you guys.
He sounds so good on sideband.
Take care. 111, sir.
Yeah, as well. It's a good evening for radio here. All right, operator 603.
I don't know what Bob does when he's on sideband, but boy, he bangs through your radio. And we have trouble with him on AM. Anyway, that's the sound of Ditch Banks net, which if I get a chance, I'll take a look at the live stream going on at Ditch Banks SSB net. Thanks. Over to SWL 59. SWL 60.
Thank you, Dennis. Doggone it, even time to the fellas out there. Let's get old Big Jake's base checked in, the 2901, the DX2527.
I will do that. That is the one that is actually on the list here, next to your name, the DX, Mr. 2901. We've got an X on the square. Sounding good. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
SWL 61.
61, checking in, Dennis.
61 sounding good. Sounding good, Dean, here on the AM side tonight. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, sir.
Let's head over to beautiful downtown Clovis. Hello, 62. SWL 63. SWL 64. We have a proxy check for Eric, SWL 65. I just wanted to mention the Bob and Steve show out of Ohio that take care of the green room over on the other side of the rack of equipment here. If you are lucky enough to get into the air chair tonight, we always encourage you to step into the green room before you get on the air. And what's happening tonight? Good evening and happy birthday to all SWL for all the birthday SWLs in August. The Jingle Singers have found the missing pieces to the Cootie game. Yeah, you know why? Because I stepped on them. So we picked them all up. And so that's a good thing. And Bob and I put in bumper pool and 4 vending machines, pop, candy, snacks, and chips. They got rid of that little rotating thing that had the carrots and the celery. I kind of like that. But now we got pop, candy, snacks, and chips, and also peanuts at the bar tonight, and supreme pizza. I'm kind of a cheese pizza guy, so I don't know. I'm just gonna have to stick with my lemonade and grapefruit juice. All right, thanks guys. And it says, come on down after the net and take the elevator to the ground level. That is why the power bill is so immense here. I always thought it was my great audio equipment. It's the doggone elevator and all those vending machines over there in the green room. Thank you, Bob and Steve. Continuing on, let's try SWL 66. SWL 67, Bill in Oregon, who I believe, if I scroll up the page and look for, where did you go? Yeah, Canby, Oregon. You moved up near the front row here. The lighting is better. You can see the radios when they check in. Bill, one of our local stations, who is now residing in the 155 plus mile skip zone, and avidly listens for that signal from OTR beaconing over the border. We'll see what we can do tonight, Bill. Over to SWL 68. SB9, and that is Kenny. He stopped by the video a couple days ago and checked in and said hello to everybody, and if he does the same thing, we're saying hi to you now. So, Ken, you are checked in. Hope all is going well out there in Tulsa. Then we go over to SWL 70.
Oh, Bill, I can hear you tonight over the noise. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So, likewise, I'm hearing you okay. So it must be your miracle with antenna comes through again.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I got a noise level about 5 or 6, and I got you about 7.5 or so. But anyhow, thank you very much for checking me in, and good to hear you, man.
Right, it is good to be heard. Your radio is sounding good on AM tonight. Next, we have SWL 71, and that is Stan in Dallas, Georgia. And he mentioned he was in there. Was he checking out early tonight? I'm looking at my comments, but I know Stan is in there. He says they have several more. He needs left coast states. Okay, he must be doing some EX on the radio tonight. All right, Stan. I know you left a note earlier, and I commented on it, and now I can't comment on my comment, but you are checked in. Let's see if Eric out there in Clovis, SWL 72. SWL 73. SWL 74. I'm going to get Miss Julie checked in too. She might be listening in on the Mountain Time Radio, SWL 75. SWL 77.
Okay, we'll give it a shot here. The amplified D104 died, so we're now on a Turner plus 3 on the Courier Royale. But 77 on the Tower of Power, out of the Tower District. Waving a hand, and 73 is all the listeners.
Hey, it's good. Good audio, or good volume on the audio. The audio sounds, that microphone has an interesting element, a sounding element. But it's good. There's no buzzing, no humming. And of course, there's always the replay if you want to hear what it sounds like. But too bad. I think the D104 from the pre-tests was probably the best sounding of everything. Yeah, it would have been nice to be able to get that first microphone with a little bit of high-end audio. It was certainly boomy bass. Sounding good.
Thank you.
You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Real Radio is glowing in the dark. We do this every Saturday evening on this channel. That's channel 11, frequency 27005. We are in the Central Valley of California. on the live feed on the RF zone, beaconing on your Universal Media Net web at oldtuberadio.net, and possibly a video thing in live or in the future at Google, YouTube, or whatever they call it now. SWL 78, that is Richard up in Everett. I think you're showing up from Bothell tonight. And Richard says, if I could get a lanyard, which I have somewhere, for the old pocket protector, I guess I could just, hang it around my neck. I just have strapped around my neck here, with the headphoniums. I've got my COVID hair. I'm using that line from the ditch banks. A lot of us that didn't make that little 2-week window to get to the barber or whoever cuts your hair, and so I'm doing the COVID hair thing. Thanks, Richard, for checking in. Let's try SWL 79.
79, checking in.
Hey, there he is, Mr. DC, and you are sounding good. Thanks for listening. Over to SWL 80. Then over to page 4 for the patient people. Also, hello to the technical crew, searchlawrence.com, products that do a good job of polishing up those Nixie tubes. I think the 8, the filaments were burning out in the 8, and they were right on it and replaced it. So thanks to Codex who's listening in tonight. SWL 81. Hey, thanks. I've got a little tiny screen, and what it does is it scrolls away because I did call. Oh, there he is. All right, just a moment ago. You know what? I scrolled up looking for Stan, and I never scrolled back. So let me go back up to 57. From Central Kentucky, worldwide sidebander 1942, and we'll make it official at the top of the page here that you are checked in. Thanks, Ed, for the relay on that. SWL 81, I think Steve Areno said he is listening from a remote location. So, Steve, if you are listening in or checking in with us on the video, you are checked in here tonight, the Old Tube Radio Network. Let's head over to SWL 82. As they say, hello radio. The antenna is still up, and the air conditioner might be on. Sounding good. Then we head over to SWL 84. I've got a note to get 84 and the gang checked in, which I will do. Over to Reedleytown, SWL 85. A check-in for SWL 86, 87, and 88. And that is Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl, respectively. Over to SWL 89. SWL 90 is got a proxy check-in out in Madera, SWL 92. SWL 93 earlier. Jumping into the microphone. Louis, if you're sitting back listening, we've got you checked in over. Then over to Fresno Dave 544, or otherwise known as SWL 98. All right, sounding good here into Midtown tonight. Thanks for listening. Over to shortwave listener. We're in the triple digits. The radios can't be far behind. SWL 103. Shortwave listener 109.
Good evening, Dennis. This is Crawdad checking in.
SWL 109. Sounding good. The audio is excellent. And welcome to the Old Tube Radio Network tonight. Okay, 109 checking. That radio sounds good, AM and sideband. 109 checks in on the ditch banks net on Friday. Always puts in a really colorful, good signal on the ditch banks SDR. Let's go to SWL 110. SWL 111. Now, I'm going to check in Bob. We heard him earlier on the replay, on the Ditchbanks replay. Sounding good on sideband. How about SWL 113?
Station?
The station go over.
Yeah, I stepped out for a minute. Did Louis get a proxy?
Louis got a check-in because I actually heard him when he came on the radio live and direct, so he's checked in.
Good deal. Okay.
Okay, SWL 114.
114, checking in.
114, thank you, Wayne. We've got you checked in.
Thank you for the check-in.
And checked in. And X4000 saying, ask Prodex if he can get the YouTube chat on the web page. I don't know. I don't know if that's easy to do. We're having enough trouble just getting any chat on the web page, but that is a chat window. So if there was a way to merge what happens on YouTube over to oldtuberadio.net, that would be interesting. All right. That is noted. Let's head over to SWL 100 and 128. And let me scroll down because he usually gets in early. John, I gotcha. From Fairfax, Virginia, checking in. It's been a long day. Oh, that's right. He had to sign off early after a long day, so I did get him. I did mention that he would be checked in. Hope you are going to get some rest and relaxation. Over to SWL 131. SWL 133. Nothing heard from, did anybody hear 133, Dave? Okay, sometimes I was having trouble copying, but I did hear him the last couple of weeks. How about SWL 135?
I'll give him a proxy.
All right, Mr. Green Arrow, who was in last week with a cool radio. Let's see. Hey, there's Crazy Bob. Mr. Crazy Bob CJ is listening in tonight. Another one of those celebrity guys in the CB and Ham Radio. Crazy Bob, thanks for checking in with the old tube radio tonight. Dr. Evil is on, listening in, checking in on 11 meters, saying there's a nice cool breeze blowing through the shack tonight. There might be a cool breeze, but it's coming out of the evaporative cooler vent here in the shack. He's got cold drink, snacks, stolen from the green room. Well, you know, as long as the net is on, you can't steal anything. You're part of the show here tonight. So take what you want and have a good time at it. Out there in Zero Land at AMX. Thank you, sir. Let's see who's next. 137. I've got a proxy check-in for 137. Up to SWL Tony, 145.
Yeah, good evening, Dennis and the rest of the group. This is Tony, SWL 145. I tried to get in earlier and let you know that the old man on the hill, Don W6WWT, is now a silent key, and that's going to affect the 147180 repeater, and anybody interested should tune into the Early Risers group tomorrow morning and get more information. Roger?
Okay, yeah, I was sorry to hear that. He was born in 1928. He'd been on the radio a long time, especially with a call like that, one of the original calls. And what's the frequency again for the net?
That's the Early Risers group at 7 a.m. on 147180.
Okay, 147180 is the Oakhurst repeater, which typically has good coverage around the valley. Sometimes you can get shadowed in one of the mountains, one of the foothills there. But for the most part, you will be able to hear that. All right, thanks for the information, and we have you checked in. Over.
All right, thank you, Dennis. Yeah, Thursday, my high-power OCF80 arrived in the mail, so I'm doing all the figuring out for that to hopefully have that up soon. so I can get the SFD 101B fired up and run it on that dipole and see what we're doing.
All right, sounds good. Hopefully it will tell you what you need to know, and you'll be on the air. Good to go. Sounding good here on AM tonight. Thanks for listening.
All right, thank you, Dennis, and thank you for running the net.
Okay, and the FT101B is good radio. We got a 101 and a 101E. I used to run the net on an FT101 for a long time. It was a nice transmitter, and I put a receive preamp on the receive side, and it helped the receive out. But I made a lot of contacts on that radio. Over to SWL 147. Tube radio's coming up, so if you're waiting for the tube radios, don't go away. What's happening in Kakalaki tonight? Neil is in the house. Says there's good old southern thunderstorms in the background. Some action on 38 LSB where he is out, but it faded with the sun. Stay cool if you can. Well, Neil, you are familiar with the Central Valley summers, and we're having every bit of it this week. I think we actually got a reprise. The temperature was only around 105 today. I think we're looking at like 110 or close to it the next couple of days. We'll see what happens. Sun goes behind a cloud, it gets humid, and we lose 5 degrees, but it feels like a lot worse. And here's the guy on the West Coast complaining about a little bit of humidity that happens, 4 or 5 times a year, right? I mean, it's all the time out there. Let's head up to Course Gold, SWL 195.
195, checking in, Dennis.
Yeah, up in Course Gold, I'd say where it's cool, but if you guys drop 3 degrees from where we are, you're lucky. And then we go up to SWL 226. And anybody that needs to check in that I missed or just came in, OTR is listening. JT says he purchased a Flow Bee. That's the thing isn't that the thing you attach to the vacuum cleaner and run it over your head? And it just might cut your hair. And I think not only do they give you attachments for long hair and short hair, they give you a lot of wraparound bandages and what is that stuff? Bactine. That's how great it works. Hello to Dr. Evil, SSB 396, and the Mid-States AM Rig, AM CB Lugness. Okay. And he's on GMRS 2. So stand by. We'll be right back. Going to set up for the tube radios, and we hope to hear one from you. OTR, stand by.
Break channel.
Was that a breaking station for OTR, over?
Hey, Dennis. 650 checking in. Get ready for head for the house. Have a good one. Everybody have a safe weekend.
All right, 650. You are, it is duly noted that you have beaconed into the old tube radio network, over.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a great weekend.
And we'll be back in just a moment with your tube radios. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV because station is not being brought to you by OTR. Brought to you by.
What's it? It's always by Vicker.
Brought to you by
The Old Tube Radio Network. That is us, the Old Tube Radio Network, for the last 35 years on your Citizen Band Radio, Channel 11, 27085 in the area known as Central California, but we take check-ins from all over if the RF will allow. Otherwise, we will be listening for our local collectors who do a good job of providing us with some great classic radios. There are a lot of them out there. We appreciate them taking time out of whatever their Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening activities might be to jump into the radio room and say hello and talk about radios. Also, if you have a radio you'd like to test phones or anything, that's we're here. We've got a lot of listeners that can help you out with that. So I've got the current tube radio list for August 15, 2020, which has nothing on it yet, but we will fix that. I want to say hello to new listeners. I see Jimmy Fielder's in, the railroader out of Chicago, Illinois, waving a hand. Also, I think that's Charles out of Anoka, Minnesota, is also listening in tonight. So let's see what we've got. OTR standing by.
45.
Number 7. 60.
Okay, we'll take the triple play. At 8:53 Pacific Daylight Time, I will invite Paul, Mr. Falcon, to step up into the air chair. And then radio number 2 will be Mr. Ed. And radio number 3 will be Joe. So can you hear me? 45, over.
Yeah, I hear you just fine. Hope the same way with this one going down there. Anyway, I want to check in my Lafayette Comstat 9 kit radio.
All right, I heard you say Lafayette Comstat 9 kit. Got to see if I've got an image for that. I have something. It may be a little wacky, but I will see if I can grab it up on the page here. So tell us a little bit about that radio. I'll see if I can find a picture.
Okay. Well, I believe it's 1965 when they made it. And it didn't come out with back then. Anyway, 1965. Back to you, Des.
Okay, I think I found it. It reminds me of the. Let's see, about 19. Yeah, there it is, Comstat 9. So there was a 19.
Then you had to buy the crystals if you wanted them all in there. And the crystals were about $2.25 a piece. So you'd have quite a bit of money to fix the thing with the crystals. Without the crystals, it's real reasonable. $70 for the kit. Then you have to build it. Really a nice radio. It's real clean. It's like Lafayette. It's wide open, and I really like it. Back to you.
Sure has some nice audio. Has some really good sounding audio. Kit radio. I wonder if this was. I'll have to check on this. If this was something that was built for Lafayette. Possibly from, who was the kit builder at the time? Like Heath Kit, doesn't look like a Heath Kit, but maybe Knight Kit. And yeah, I think to get a pair of crystals, I want to say they might have been $2.95 or $3 a piece. So a set might have been $5. So yeah, if you wanted to get all 23 channels, you were into some money. It looks like it does have the tunable receive, possibly. I see the rotatable knob there, so I don't know if it had a Super Gen receiver. Yeah, looks like receive. You can go from tune to the crystal. But man, you have some nice audio. That's back in the day when they called themselves Lafayette Radio Electronics. And that was their little LRE. Looks like they even got a lightning bolt on the R somewhere. Using the stock microphone, you will be happy if you watch the replay or listen to the replay. Happy with that audio. I kicked in so you could see the S meter. You're well above the noise. And if the modulation light is working up there in the right-hand corner, I'm going to say you are making it blink pretty good. Over.
Yeah, good. All right, yeah, you're right on the Lafayette 19. It's in Sam's 14.
They're the same radios, except of course they were manufactured back then in the Lafayette 19. And the only difference they had on the thing was in the front, they put a little red deal up there, microphone, that you switch the thing to 100 milliwatts or 5 watts. So which you had that on the front, but on this is in the back of the radio. I think that's the only difference between the two radios, besides being manufactured and this being a kit. Back to you.
Yeah, in fact, I remember the 19 had the 100 milliwatts, which was and significant because at 100 milliwatts, which was the typical power for most of the lower power walkie-talkies, you did not have to be licensed. So at 100 milliwatts, it was unlicensed operation, and anything over that, you needed to have a license. So that was kind of a cool thing to do. I don't know why more radios didn't do that. Of course, you probably wouldn't talk at 100 milliwatts, but it was the thing that's like, well, we can buy the radio and we can use it until we get the license. Or say we want to talk to, no, let the kids use the walkie-talkies or something. Radio number 1 at 853, the Lafayette Comstat 9 kit, very similar to those familiar with the Lafayette Comstat 19. Originally sold for just under $80, which comparatively at the time was probably almost half the price of most CB radios. But as Paul mentioned, when you started adding the accessories like a couple of channels here and there, it started getting a bit expensive. Boy, sure sounds great in 2020. Give us another transmission before you go, and thanks for bringing it by. Very nice audio.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're exactly right on everything. On the thing, I think it's worth $70 and $80 you could buy the kit for. Other than that, you've been right on everything else, Ben. Hey, thanks for checking it in.
All right, and I just flipped over to a Comstat. There's the Comstat 19. It looks like the same rig, except you buy it and it comes pre-constructed for you. There's the crystal transmitter, like you said, that had the switchable 100 milliwatt to 5 watts. So the Comstat 9 kit was the build-your-own Lafayette Comstat 19. I'm looking to see if I can find a price on my 19. It was a 7-tube radio, by the way. Runs 12-volt DC, 115-volt AC. And I don't see that... Okay, I don't see the information I'm looking for, but not bad for 7 tubes. Thanks. Coming up next is Mr. Ed. Hello, radio.
And hello, Dennis, and all the SWLs. This time, the Browning Golden Eagle Mark III SSB 23-channel transmit and receive.
Sort of from the radio that you could build for $79 to pretty much throughout its history, that was the radio that cost you the most. But there was probably a reason for that. The Browning Golden Eagle Mark III SSB. I don't think Browning ever had any form of a kit type radio. They did do a lot of those, and the radio's around for a while. I'm going to say with the nice big cabinets, it's probably fairly easy to work on. Probably wasn't too hard to find parts. I don't know if it will be or not. We'll find out more. Jimmy Fielder's working on asking some questions. Grilling, is it Gar Green, the Browning, one of the Browning guys. So there's going to be some interesting answers to some interesting questions coming up. We may find some of the inside scoop on the Brownings. Transmitter receiver, 2 pieces. This originally sold for 1972 is the first year for this, following the Mark II. And I think you could probably find them for under $700. It ran to 1976. Where they would probably be hard to find for $700 or more than that. Give us another transmission.
Okay, and just like the one you have pictured, this one has the gold-plated limited edition D104, the Golden Eagle.
shot over. And what he's talking about is right there, if you're watching the video or the other screen, it's the land side. That is as he said, a special issue microphonium that if you have one already,